What's up guys, welcome to new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. Today I am going to show you on how to create a game start countdown. So we go 3, 2, 1 and the game will begin. It's gonna be a very easy video to follow, so let's get started. But first, check out the link in the description to learn how to make an FPS shooter in Unreal Engine 5 with all the mechanics you need in only 1 week. And if you use the coupon code GORKAGAMES in all caps, you get 20% off. So check it out through the link in the description. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is create the widget. So let's go into content browser, just right click, go into user interface, widget blueprint, and let's click on user widget. Now let's name this WB underscore, and we can use, name it countdown, something like that. And let's go ahead and open this widget up. So the first thing that we have to do is go and search for the canvas panel and just add it into the hierarchy, so now we can place things into our screen. Then we're gonna get our text, just drag it in, and let's just put a 3 as a template, okay? Of course this number will change, but it's just to guide us. Then I'm gonna go ahead and just center this at the middle and increase the font. So maybe 50 will work a bit better, even maybe 80 for just the sake of the tutorial. Let's go ahead and just make this a bit bigger, so I guess that 120 will work. Then I'm gonna get the anchors and just select this top center one, and now we can just split the position X and Y to be at 0, 0 with an alignment of 0.5 and 0.5. So now we'll be perfectly in the middle, and now we just get the position Y and just increase this so it's a bit more there. Great, so that looks great. I am going to quickly just put a bit of outline, maybe like just 8, and it will look pretty cool. And that's it. So now I'm gonna just go ahead and rename this text to be the count, if I know how to type, countdown text. And then very important, this has to be tagged as is variable. So now compile, save, and close. We don't need anything else. So let's do all of the logic in the game mode because it makes sense. The game mode is the one in charge of our game mainly. So let's go into the wall settings. We're gonna go into the game mode override, and you can see here. In my case, I'm just using the default third-person template game mode, but you can use whatever you want. So let's just double click on this game mode, and if you see this, just click on open full blueprint editor, and now let's right click and just add a begin play in the background. So when the game starts, we'll go ahead and just create a new widget, and in this case it will be our countdown widget. And then what we want to do is right click and promote this to a variable. So we're saving this new widget in a variable, so later on we can use it. In this case, it's going to be the countdown widget. And then after that, I want to add this into the viewport, so it will be at the screen. So now, if I compile and save and press play, as you can see, we have the number 3 over here. Really cool. Okay, so now let's make a small timer that will, get rid of the time each second. Let's right click and you say set timer by event. And this will go ahead and create a new timer, and we'll call a specific event every so often. So let's plug that in the begin play. Let's tick looping, and the time will be 1. So every second it will be, ticking. So now from this we want to create a custom event, and this will be take countdown. Simple and easy. Okay, so basically this timer will just call this custom event every second in a loop. Great. So with that said, we will need a new variable that will be we could say count, just count, okay, which will be the count number, and this will be an integer. So at the beginning, let's compile and let's set it by default to be at 3 because it will start at 3. Now, if you wanted to put it at the beginning to be 5, you can do so. Okay, that doesn't really matter. But then what I want to do is get count, and you say minus, so it will decrease it by 1 and automatically save it to a variable. So it will decrease 1 to count and also update the variable. Okay, and then with that, what I want to do is of course update the widget. So in my case, I am going to get the countdown widget, and then you say get text, which is going to be the get countdown text that we marked as variable later on, sorry, before. And then we want to call the set text node. And now with this, we can go ahead and just plug in the count variable. Great. So with that said, we just put whatever it needs, and then with that, we also want to check if count is less or equal than 0. If so, of course, we will want to stop, but for now, we're just gonna go ahead and just leave it like this. So now you can see that when I press play, we'll go 3, 2, 1, and boom. And it goes to 0, but then of course it begins again, you know, to negatives, which we don't want that. So what I want to do is just get this timer and just do a, so we got utilities, and we got time, it will clear and invalidate timer by handle, okay? So clear, yeah, exactly. So this will go ahead and let's make sure to disconnect it from here and just connect it from the true, and this will basically just clear and stop the timer, and it will just exactly how you imagine will just stop the timer, okay? And then with that said, I just want to remove the widget, so I'm gonna get the countdown widget and just say remove from parent. That's how we remove a widget, and now it will be deleted. So now when I press play, go 3, 2, 1, and then boom, it disappears, which is great. Cool, so let's also go ahead and just play a little sound every time. So let's go ahead and just put this a bit to the right, and right after we update our text, we can just say play sound 2D, and this can be the most simple sound in the world. For example, camera shutter will work for me. You can see, and then the game will start, which is great. Now let's make one last thing, which is to, you know, enable our player to have input or not. So when the game starts, I am going to get the player controller and then set and just disable input, okay? There we go. So now in theory, I should not be able to move. Well, okay, I can move indeed. So I'm gonna put the player controller and this with the get player character. All right. So now we press play, and you can see that now, yes, I cannot move, okay? And then I'm gonna go ahead and just copy these 2 nodes, paste it here, and this will be enable input, okay? So now we'll be able to go ahead and move. So with that said, I can now press play, 3, 2, 1. I cannot move my camera or anything like that, but when the game starts, I can move the camera and so on. So that's it, guys. If you found the tutorial helpful, I would really appreciate if you could like the video and subscribe to my channel. Remember that the project files will be available in my Patreon and YouTube members, so check them out. Join my Discord server, follow me on my socials. And now, yes, with all that said, bye bye.